So the Indiana Fever GM, Lynn Dunn, has been somebody who, look, again, Lynn Dunn, I will say it, Lynn Dunn is she's one of the better basketball minds in WNBA history. But like, she has 180'd so many times in her Caitlin Clark takes. Originally, she didn't believe Caitlin Clark was a point guard, and then she was basically saying that Caitlin Clark was basically a big reason why they were losing at the start of the year, and then said that she was surprised Caitlin Clark was as good as she was, and then said she was surprised that Caitlin Clark wasn't like a big factor in like the growth of the league. Like there was a load of things, but now it seems like Lynn Dunn is on the Caitlin Clark hype train, and this is what Lynn Dunn has said about Caitlin Clark recently. So, I'm gonna full screen this.
Exceptional. I mean, it's hard.
You've seen a lot of talent through the years. How do you rank what she's doing right now?
Gifted on the court with her scoring ability, gifted with her passing ability that's exceptional. I mean, it's hard for me to compare her to another player, male or female, that's played our game in college and professional, because
I actually don't think you can, because she's like UCLA Lonzo Ball, if Lonzo Ball could have been UCLA Lonzo Ball in the NBA. That's probably the best comparison.
What she's doing as a rookie is just unprecedented. So just very impressed with her overall game, but I'm also impressed with her speed and quickness. I don't think people realized how fast she is with and without the ball.
The surprising thing about Caitlin is I actually just think that it is more so the fact that she's relentless rather than fast. I think it's the fact that she just does not stop running. I think that's the biggest factor in it. Like, she is obviously quick, but I don't think she is as quick as some of these other guards, but looks quicker because she just, like, absolutely just goes at people. She just goes at people. She just goes fast, and she just runs. Apologies there for zoning out for a second. So a weird notification came up. I'm sorry.
And away from the game, she's really bonding with the other gals, right?
Well, away from the game, what has intrigued me and impressed me so much is her ability to deal with the media. Far beyond a maturity, far beyond a 21, 22-year-old. And I think that goes back to the experiences that she had at Iowa, what she had to deal with, those 4 years at Iowa, the family that she comes from, the two coaches that mentored her, Jensen and Bluter. So she's gifted on and off.
So yeah, that is the most positive stuff Lynn Dunn has said about Caitlin Clark so far. And in fairness, like, one thing I will give Lynn Dunn credit for is that it's almost like she's an open book, as in you could see the evolution of Lynn Dunn's opinion kind of on everything. You can see like the evolution of how she has thought about Caitlin Clark, how she's thought about the team, how things have changed, how her opinions have changed. And it just shows again that this is a GM that we are almost certain said that if she could start a organization with any player, answered Aaliyah Boston. In fairness, I really rate Aaliyah Boston. I think Aaliyah Boston's really good, but like, look, 12 out of 12 WNBA teams, if you had a choice of Caitlin Clark or Aaliyah Boston, would choose Caitlin Clark, even though I really like Aaliyah Boston and I think their combination is huge or is brilliant, but like, no, it is. Look, Caitlin Clark is that rookie. But again, you can see more so than ever now that, like, it's getting harder and harder to... And if you're going at Caitlin Clark, because, like, it's not like her game is perfect by any means. Like, it's not perfect. She's hitting floaters, though. She is still a bit reckless with passing, but, like, again, she does the spectacular. When you look for the spectacular, you're going to make mistakes. And then there's some games where you're just going to get, like, you're going to get locked up. Just like in real life, or not real life, in NBA. In the NBA, people will always get locked up. Players will get locked up. Even though obviously the offensive talent level in the NBA is greater than the offensive talent level in the WNBA. Like, some of these players will shoot 25 shots in a game like it's nothing. But we're seeing it now that like, even when she is getting locked up by Dejanay Carrington, she will give you 19-5-5 with 7 hockey assists in the game. And like, it's like she'll draw the first double. And now it's like you're looking at this team that is actually playing off Caitlin, which is like what Kelsey Mitchell's saying. She's like, well, I'm just going to get the space that Caitlin's getting me space. I'm just going to use that space and score. So now Kelsey Mitchell is starting to like, she's starting to look for the gaps. She's starting to look for space. She's no longer looking for how can I score when I get the ball. Kelsey Mitchell's whole psyche of basketball mentality has changed to where do I need to run to get open? Where do I need to go to get open? And that's all come from Caitlin Clark. But it's also on these other players. But it comes from her. Like yesterday, the Caitlin Clark, the player, was good, not spectacular. Caitlin Clark, the system, is what won them the game. Caitlin Clark, the system, is winning games. A system that you can only run with her. There's no one that can play at that pace and draws as much gravity and is as good passing. Like, the fact that she saw when the blitz is coming, there was one of the possessions, I think it was off maybe it was Alexi Hull 3 or something, but it was like Caitlin Clark, one dribble, escape dribble behind the back pass with Leah Boston. Leah Boston's got space. They overhelp and Leah Boston, she kicks it. And when Leah Boston can get back to making those drive-in, drop step, spinny drop step, I don't even know what to call it, layups, that she was making all the time coming up towards the Olympic break. She just hasn't really been making them since the Olympic break. Or even just get back to the face-up floaters. We're going to see Caitlin Clark back into those 13-plus assist games. The team just aren't finishing well. And that's the thing. Other than Kelsey Mitchell, this team isn't finishing well. But we're still seeing the team playing well because of the way that they're able to play off her. Like, for me, that's as impressive as anything. And then, again, what Lynn Dunn's saying, like, the way she's dealing with the media. I don't think there is a 22-year-old that could deal with it as well. And, like, we've seen Anthony Edwards, who's, I think, a year older maybe than Caitlin Clark. We've seen Anthony Edwards not be able to, as much as he is, like, again, he's unapologetically Anthony Edwards, we've seen how he's at times giving some, like, very poor answers in the media, and people will go at it. There's no answer that Caitlin Clark has given to the media that the media is able to run with. Like, Caitlin Clark has not given a "people are watching for me too" answer. She's not given like some of the answers that likes Dejanay Carrington will. She's not given an expletive-filled rant like Skylar Diggins has. But she is answering everything the exact way somebody should in her position. And people are like, oh, they want some personality. She's answering like a robot. Like, but if Caitlin Clark answered with some personality and said the wrong thing, she would get killed. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. Shout out to Lynn Dunn, I guess.